So Arkansas Beta. Drop this. Let's bring up the build viewer. Arkansas Beta. There's a few funny stories, some nuggets about this ship. For those of you guys who don't know, the Arkansas Beta was a gift ship to beta testers, closed beta testers who played a certain number of battles before the game went live. Wargaming sold the ship to players that has great anti-air. That is a very powerful ship at tier 4. Funniest thing, the most ironic thing about it, they said it has great anti-air, yet it has 0 anti-air guns whatsoever. So Arkansas Beta had no anti-air whatsoever, and as a result, some players actually sold the ship to get credits and a port slot, whereas other players used that ship to learn how to dodge carriers. Yes, Mike, you are laughing, but I will tell you, this is a true story.
I've sold mine back in time too. I know Clyde the Monkey, for example, did too. The
Yep.
ship was absolute garbage when it was released.
Yep. Now, some players, like myself, kept the ship and played it for a daily win because at the time, a daily win meant I got commander XP for the commanders I was growing as well. So I typically played Arkansas Beta for my daily win and moved on to the next ship afterwards. I got really good as a result. I got really good at dodging incoming carrier strikes. Now, this is in the RTS days when a Hosho or a Langley could drop you and then come back with another squadron, drop you again. You get the idea. It really taught you how to keep your head on a swivel for anti-air, and that you couldn't shoot planes down, but you could at least dodge their drops. And then later, Wargaming buffed the Arkansas Beta by giving her basically improved secondary accuracy. And then the memes were born. So
and the additional slots, I don't think it had that at
No,
start.
she
too.
did. She did.
It had the six. It had the
She
six
did.
slot.
That
at
was
the
the
start.
other thing that was special about the Arkansas Beta. You could put the tier 9 modules on the ship, and I recall grinding out the credits necessary to put all the modules on her and thinking to myself, I wasted a ton of credits. So what that means is, look at the modules. Most tier 4 ships, you can only do the first, the second, and the third module. Maybe the
not even
fourth.
the third.
But you
No,
can...
Just the first two.
Is it the first two? Okay. But with the
Pretty sure.
Arkansas Beta, they treated her kind of like a tier 9 in terms of modules. So you could put main armaments, you could put in damage control, you could put in secondaries, you could put in steering gears, you could put in concealment, you could put in main battery mod 3. Now there was a long debate, and I remember this debate between doing artillery plotting room or reload. I was an artillery plotting room enjoyer myself, personally. Yes, Judge Dodge takes a new meaning when you have no anti-air. Absolutely, yes. I
I went
remember.
secondary, honestly.
I remember running. What's it called? TAE, target acquisition, right? The one that increases your guaranteed lock-on at 3 kilometers, etc., etc. Now concealment is probably king, although you could make the argument for torpedo lockout.
I used torpedo lockout, and my reasoning behind it is, it's tier 4, right? Like, you don't need the concealment there. Your range is pretty bad especially if you go for the secondary mod in the third slot.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna probably get spotted all the time anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And the biggest threat at these low tiers are destroyers like German destroyers, IGN destroyers that launch your torpedoes. And what the thing with torpedo spotting is usually it's dependent on the speed of the torpedo. So, and at low tiers, like the torpedoes are slow, which means their base spotting range is usually below a kilometer. And so you double this basically with this module.
And at lower tier as well, your turning circle at under 600 meters is pretty tight. So you can dodge a lot of torpedoes with torpedo lookout system, frankly.
Even
I would
if you
have to agree with you though. Concealment's king. Most tier 4, 5 ships can't stealth torp, so Like your biggest threat is mainly going to be IGN, who can,
German can too.
right? But they don't hit hard.
Anything with smoke and Clemson.
And you can get C tier 5s. Like, there's a lot of stuff. And you can even abuse this if you combine it with the vigilance, because there's a bug and your torpedo spotting goes up to like almost 3 kilometers.
Yes. So if you play the ship a lot and torpedoes are your biggest problem, absolutely go torpedo lookout system and pick up vigilance as well as a commander skill. Now
I see what he did there. He has brisk.
Stop looking ahead, my god. Go ahead.
You want to get the concealment down to abuse the speed, but the speed is so slow, like even if you get brisk active, like you get a not extra, it's
I wouldn't run brisk.
Not worth it.
So, anyways, you got secondaries. That's good because secondaries have been buffed, right? This other stuff is fine. I would personally go damage control over rudder shift, personally. I don't feel like angling does anything big at tier 4. Yes, it helps a little bit. I don't feel like it's huge. You're training up this captain for the Vermont. So you want your Vermont to have emergency repair specialist, grease the gears, adrenaline rush, and brisk. Okay.
I mean, okay.
I think he should drop the AR and get basics of survivability first.
Okay, here's the thing though. If you're training up that captain for the Vermont and you don't have any of the secondary skills here,
right,
I would not go with the secondary mod either, and I would take the artillery plotting room.
I would agree with you, Grunty. Honestly, Go ahead.
Go ahead. No.
Honestly, I don't feel like the Arkansas Beta is a really good training platform for Vermont. I mean, you could do it, but as said here, go with artillery plotting room. Get better accuracy with your guns. Honestly, same thing over here with main battery. Go with artillery plotting room.
Yeah, and tier 4 is not good for captain training because your overall XP is rather low. Like,
yes.
I don't know what other premium ships you have, but you could probably like any tier 6, 7, 8, like it can be a cruiser, it can be a destroyer. It doesn't have to be a battleship.
That's what I was just about to say. Forget about the class of ship. If you've got a higher tier premium ship at a different class, that's even better, because then you can make a specific build just for that premium ship and then go forth and wreck things and build up your captain. Then you put it into the captain. Now, if you play this on Sundays to relax, no offense, NBA, you're doing it wrong. You want to relax, here's what you do. Drop this, drop this, drop this, drop this. Okay. Emergency repair specialist, fine. I'd go vigilance, because again, this is a tier 4 only secondary range. Manual secondaries. This is how I would build this ship out. If you want to just relax and have fun, you have the Bama. Good. Put this captain in the Bama do this.
Yeah,
I would dare say drop the repair specialist. Just get demo expert.
You could do that too. Because the secondaries have pretty good fire chance. I actually have gotten witherers in this ship. Witherer in Arkansas Beta, guys. You heard that correctly, Witherer. And I did that playing reverse only, winning one of iChase's special missions, and I got some sexy headphones because of that. Yes, I'm serious. So, she's a fun ship. But honestly, if you want to relax and play her as a relaxing thing, then the captain is going to be a meme secondary captain, and you're going to throw this secondary captain on your Massachusetts Black, maybe your Georgia, maybe your Ohio. Okay? Alternately, like I said, you put a cruiser main captain, and you level up your cruiser main captain to the point where at some point he just happens to be ready for the Vermont. Boom, you slap him on the Vermont, and finish the respec, and then you're done with the Vermont. Like, that's how I would do it. I wouldn't suffer through your commander build just because you want this to go on the Vermont at some point. There's no reason to do that. You're so far away from Vermont. It's not worth it, in my opinion. Have I missed anything, gentlemen?
No, but I do like how he's at least planning ahead for the captain.
Planning
Right?
ahead is nice. Planning ahead is nice.
Yep.
Signals.
But I mean, like you say, the overall problem with using this ship in particular is the highest tier it's ever going to see is tier 5.
I'm
Which
gonna
is
throw it
great.
I'm gonna throw it in chat. Like, this is how I play my arc beta on the U account.
Okay. Let's open it up.
If you
Yeah. Full secondaries, torpedo, dodging, right. Tanking all the fire, all the flood. You got Halsey on, oh my god. Full secondary, fire prevention. Yeah, this is...
If you want brisk, you can drop 2 tier 1 skills and pick up the brisk. But
Mhm.
without the concealment skill and the concealment module, you're probably not even gonna get it active.
Right.
See, I dare say you drop AR for basics just due to the tier of literally everybody just slings HE, and fire is a huge problem for tier
I mean,
4s.
I run the module in the signal flags. The third skill is like diminishing return, and adrenaline rush works for secondaries too on the reload. So
So, the irony is, actually, with Adrenaline Rush, you can abuse it at tier 4 because, I mean, fire is 100% healable, so let the fires burn to boost your secondary reload. Yeah, at tier 4, like I said, you could totally abuse it, but whatever. This is nice, Grunty. Thank you for sharing. Flag-wise, ramming, anti-burn, speed boost, and secondary battery. Now, your top speed is 21.5 knots. If we drop this, your top speed is 20.5. You gain 1 extra knot out of Sierra Mike. Now, it seems like a meme, but it actually does help with possibly dodging torpedoes, which is why Vigilance and Appear, the torpedo lookout system, jive so well together.
I would dare say if you're low on those flags, it's a waste of a flag for the extra knot.
At tier 4,
Unless,
yeah.
you know, unless you have yachts like Zath, then whatever, you'll never run out.
Right. At tier 4, you're probably not going to want to use flags. Even anti-dead flags, I wouldn't use personally. Unless, as Putin says, you're like me, you've got like over 200 of them, and you're just never going to run out. So, yeah.
I mean, it's a fun ship if you want to have fun. You probably don't
Oh.
want to detonate and give it a chance, so you throw.
Arkansas Beta is one of the most fun ships you can have in the game. As a matter of fact, she might still be in my top 3 ships in World of Warships. Let me take a look at this in terms of number of kills. And it has nothing to do with me being a SEAL clubber. It has everything to do with me just enjoying the game. Arkansas
Spoken
Beta.
like a true SEAL clubber.
Arkansas Beta, here, take a look, is my 3rd highest number of battles. Right there. 71% win rate. This is random battle numbers, by the way, guys. I played this ship a lot. Belfast and Tirpitz are the only other 2 above. Putin knows why Belfast is a thing. And Tirpitz because it was my first tier 8 premium. Right? Below that's Missouri Otago Marblehead.
It's a fun ship. I don't blame anybody who has it for playing it.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna say this.
I wish I had
Anybody
it
who
on
missed-
an A.
Anybody who missed out on getting the Belfast, we went on a 32-game win streak.
We did,
Double
didn't we?
Belfast and a DD.
And a Sims or whatever, right? That was Putin
Yeah.
spotting
Belfast.
for myself and Sea Bear, and we actually complained when Putin would like prevent us from doing damage. What was your first tier premium? You're not sure? Mine was the Tirpitz, and the only reason I know that is because I've won like 6 of them. Alright, anyways, this is a random battle. You're just YOLOing in. Okay. I don't like this right now. I'm gonna say it because
The enemy doesn't sleep.
your
Torpedoes in
ship
front of you.
The Arkansas Beta and the Wyoming, which is the tech tree tier 4,
But the torpedoes are in front of you.
is far better suited as a kiting away ship, not a YOLO in ship, because of the turret positioning and armor angling. You're far stronger to turn away and kite. You're not doing that. You're going straight in.
Enemy cruiser turned to
I mean, you're up against bots, but I think it's a very important lesson to learn. You should be kiting away here at this point, and you're not. Kronstadt. Yuck. Sorry.
Son, unexpected, but the
Why?
torpedoes are in front of you.
Why yuck?
He's scroll zooming too, isn't he?
He is scroll zooming. As a newer player, this is what often happens with newer players. They scroll zoom.
Son, pay attention
What
to
you
the
say, newer
starboard side.
player? He has
There
an
are
arc better.
torpedoes.
Yeah.
You love your Kron? What do you mean? I call the Kronstadt the Krunkstadt because I feel like the gunners are crunk. Can't hit
That's a
crap
fact.
with these.
That's a
With
fact criticism.
yeah.
Are we ready?
Secondary reinforce on the Toronto just to ensure that secondaries hit the Toronto. You came in extremely close. Torpedoes did not arm in time. That's the Rod October maneuver.
How many guns does that thing have? Jeez.
You're aiming too high.
6.
How many guns does it have? Yes. It's got 6 turrets, 2 in the front, 4 in the back, which is again why you want to be kiting away, because the Wyoming is a fantastic kiting away ship.
Small boy has been
Yeah, that, the
Oh,
one
you
in
just-
the middle has very, very bad angles firing too.
Yep, you just rubbed your butt all over that Kaladin. You should be healing, by the way, now. Use your repair party. You're at full repair party.
Nice double strike.
Yep.
Well, I was gonna say it's about time you got all your guns involved.
Well, that too. It's really hard to get all the guns involved on the Arkansas Beta.
Usually one is not firing because
I-
the angle's
yeah.
really, really bad.
I wouldn't even
Well,
worry
I
about the
mean-
middle one, frankly.
Like, yeah, but you gotta get at least some of your rear turrets involved, not just your two
Heal.
front.
The problem with getting the rear turrets involved is like
Showing too much side.
if you're showing a lot of side, you're taking a lot of damage. If you're going forward, it's better if you're kiting away.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're kiting away, it's often a bit problematic to get the secondaries involved. So
Yep.
it's a very fine balance between taking too much damage and not dealing enough damage.
Well, I mean, the thing is look who is shooting them, cruisers.
Mm-hmm.
Who is great?
Right.
It's a very,
like,
very favorable matchmaking.
By the way,
Yeah.
that was another example there of your. So you reloaded, but if you noticed, most of your shells missed their target. You're really, in my opinion, far better off either going for aiming or going for secondaries in the last slot. And it really comes down to how you're going to play the ship. Up against a whole bunch of bots, you might as well go for secondaries,
Time.
personally.
And then he just yeets a ship with every shell hitting.
Yeah,
there's
because
another-
that happens.
There's another problem with the reload mod too, and that is it makes the turret traverse even worse. And the turret traverse is one of the weaknesses of the ship too.
Because it takes so long to get all your turrets on target, and you're forced to turn your turrets too much. What's up,
So,
Thunders?
like, there's actually very, very few American battleships, if any,
Mhm.
where taking the reload mod in the 6th slot is the correct choice.
Okay.
The fire is burning up.
Your first turret was either Takao, Arpeggio Takao, or the Massachusetts. Got it. Both are good choices, good ships. Nice kill for your teammate there with torpedoes.
Let's see, I believe my first premiums were Grammy, Sims, Yabari.
Hmm.
Because that was to get into the closed beta.
That's right. You had the beta pre-launch ships, right?
Yeah.
And there's the kill. Nice.
Oh.
Your first premium was Wang He? Oof. Romance, and then Kamikaze
That's-
R. Yeah, they are
It's a
seal
nice
clovers.
game.
It is a nice game. You got yourself a Die Hard, you got a Double Strike, you got 3 close quarters. This reminds me a lot of one of my best games ever in the Koenig Alberts at Tier 3 when the British Light Cruiser line came out, and I just laughed at all their AP only stuff while I angled to them and killed 9 of them.
Just the one thing is like this is a game again with lots of bots in it. Like you got away with a lot because you were facing a lot of bots.
I mean, at Tier 4,
Like,
that's what it
against
comes
more
to.
Yeah, I'm just saying if you play against more human players, you need to be more careful.
Mhm. 500 base XP higher, not too shabby. 5 kills, so you got your Kraken. And remember, at Tier 4 and below, you're up against bots, and you still get achievements. So for those of you guys who want to achievement farm, which is why Wargaming got rid of the flags as rewards for achievements, go play low tier random battles. Let's take a look at your replay analysis. Not a ton to talk about, in my opinion.
Of the game itself, no.
Big O, is that a replay you want me to cover? Like a sub replay or whatever?
Yeah, sure.
All right, that'll be the last one. I already promised my wife I'd go hang out with her before 6. Okay. Brandenburg it is. Wisdom, it's yeah, there's not a lot of players at lower tiers, but it's also Wargaming doesn't want a very long queue time. And if you look at most of their missions, they want you to play higher tier 5 and up. So tier 2, 3, 4 have a very low population to the point where they just fill it with bots. You still have to wait over 2
Yeah.
minutes. Right, but the difference is when you get into a game, you're up against a lot of bots and you can just completely trash them like you did right here.
There's not a lot of incentive for the players to go for the low tiers. It doesn't count for missions.
Mhm.
And the players that usually play there
Right.
are either new players who are in their separate matchmaking
Yep.
still, so you don't face those.
Yep, or they're seal clubbers.
Or you face dedicated seal clubbers, or you have the players that have like one of those special ships like Arc Beta, Ivaki Alpha, or whatever it would be,
Right.
that they want to play from time to time.
Right. You haven't played Arkansas Bay is one of your favorites, and you haven't played in a while, though. Wisdom. Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you. So
Sometimes you get an experienced player who regrinds a whole line and doesn't skip over the low tiers, but
yeah.
I guess it's very rare.
So
Right, we call them poor players.
wow. What are we gonna call this game?